Hey, how's everybody doing? So glad to see you. So glad that you decided to drop back in. Hi, if you're new to my channel, my name is Gabe and this is Gabe Loves Makeup, and I'm so glad that you guys dropped by to hang out with me for just a little bit. And to all my other subscribers, I just love you guys so much, and I'm so glad that you guys are back. So with that said, how do you guys thought my little intro in the beginning? Did you guys like it? Please leave down in the comments what you thought about it. Should it be shorter? It was so pretty. I just hated cutting it any shorter than what it was because it was just so beautiful. I was like, I don't want to cut it anymore. Anyway, if you guys are wanting to know what this Lawless foundation is all about and seeing if it's going to be any good or not, then stick around, hang out with me, and let's find out together. Hey guys, so we are ready to start. I've already primed with a little bit of my, I did a little bit of Rare Beauty, my Illuminating primer. I haven't done that one in a while, and a little bit of my Tatcha Silk Canvas. I did it in the center. This foundation is supposed to be a little bit more on the matte side. It's supposed to be, but it's like I just thought I would try to keep myself a little bit more dewy. I've done my brows already, and of course I've got the lipstick on because of the color. So please just don't come at me. I mean, it is what it is. I'm trying that new Rare Beauty mascara. I've got a little bit of it on. I mean, I got a little sample of it. I bought a little mini sample of it. And then my Natasha Denona, I'm going to do a Natasha Denona review on the new Retro palette. I'm going to talk more about that mascara, but so far so good. I really kind of like it. So anyway, so this is the Lawless Conceal the Deal Long Wear Full Coverage Foundation. And to give you guys an idea, that's kind of like, the packaging is really cute. It's like in a pink. It's called Lawless Conceal the Deal Clean AF. So I like that. It's kind of funny. So anyway, so I know the makeup is $39 and there's 28 shades in it. The shade range look okay. I mean, it's a brand new foundation, so it's not that bad. It's a clean beauty brand. We'll talk about it a little bit more as I'm putting it on, but this is what the packaging looks like. It looks like this, so it looks really pretty. So it's very sleek. It's very elegant. It's got the clean AF on the side of it. It's really cute. I mean, it's a 1 ounce, 1.10 full ounce. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk foundation while we put foundation on, okay? So how's that sound? Animal free, listen to me. They are cruelty free, silicone free, phthalate free, paraben free, all that good stuff. So it's free from all the nasties. So there's no nasties in it whatsoever. It's supposed to be really, that's why it's called clean AF. I got it in the shade, it's in Palo Santo is what it's called. Palo Santo, I think is what it's called. It doesn't look like it has an SPF in it, but I'm going to shake it. It's got a little ball in it. You just shake it up pretty good. It sounds really promising. I've tried it a little bit on the back of my hand just to see what it felt like, and it feels pretty good, but this is what it looks like. So it's very runny. It's got a very runny texture to it. It looks really pretty. There's no smell to it. I think we're going to go in with a brush. What do you guys think? You think we should do a brush, or do you think we should do something else? Let me go in with let me do it with my BK Beauty brush, my 101 brush. If you guys don't have this foundation brush, it is the bomb. I don't use brushes at all most of the time. I always love my beauty blenders, but this brush has like changed the whole game for me. So when I got these brushes, I just really fell in love with them. And by the way, just throwing out brushes, by the way, while we're kind of playing with this, if you guys want any of the Refer brushes, I mean, I'll put it down below if you're still interested. I'll look and still see if the sale's going on, but they were doing a 40% sale. So, I mean, that's a really good for a Refer brush. So, wow. Okay. Got quite a bit of, looks like I got quite a bit of coverage. Wow. What do you It's a little bit lighter than my skin a little bit. Just a little bit lighter. And this is probably a little bit more than I normally even wear anyway, but kind of as far, because I don't like a lot of coverage. I'll put up here in the screen up above me what I look for in a foundation and what kind of skin type and everything I have, because I'm so dry. So this foundation is supposed to be a matte, so I'm a little scared. Kind of scared me a little bit. I wasn't going to do this, but everybody keeps talking about it, so I was like, okay, well, we'll try it out then and see what it is all about and see if we like it. The color could be a little bit darker, that's for sure. It's a little bit pale, but it'll warm up to my skin, I'm sure. This is it's a long-wearing, lightweight fluid foundation that delivers modern full coverage, and And it's self-setting, natural matte finish, feels fresh, weightless on the skin. Blendable, buildable foundation, feels like a serum, fuses with the skin to even blur pores, skin texture, and cover imperfections. Active ingredients provide blue light, antioxidant protection, and soothing irritation and sensitivity, and it's silicone free. Yep, she is definitely a little bit on the lighter side. And I forgot what category this one is in. Like, I can't remember if it was the undertone or whatever it was, but man, it's definitely a lot lighter. I thought it was going to match pretty well, but she's definitely on the lighter side, that's for sure. Giving some coverage, it really is. So it is a natural finish. It's, of course, it's a liquid. It's supposed to be for all skin types. It has nasturtium flower extract and helped with limit the free radical damage. Gohujia berry with rich in vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, and basaluba and ginger extract for soothing irritants. To feel like a serum, which it does. It's very light. It's not very heavy at all. But the color is definitely too light for me. That is for sure. It is very, very light. And I got this off the Lawless site, by the way. Sephora is supposed to get it. They have it on the site. It's ready to go up, but it's not. They just don't have it in yet. So it will be going up to Sephora soon. But I got this one off the Lawless site. So we're going to blend this in a little bit more. But yeah, in the lighting, we're looking a little ghastly. But with bronzer and stuff, I'll warm it up. It'll happen. And you know what? Probably during the winter, this may not be so bad. This may not be so bad if we end up liking it. It's looking pretty flawless-like. It's definitely a matte. I feel like it's kind of sitting in my pores though a little bit because I'm so dry. I feel like it's sitting in my pores some. So it's definitely not looking the smoothest probably. On screen, it's looking pretty good on the screen, but it's definitely not where I'm standing a little bit. But it doesn't look bad, but I just feel like here it's just kind of sitting in my pores a little bit more. Now, of course, you know me, if I can blend anything in. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm this talented person, but I'm just saying that I can blend this in and make this look really, really good. I just have to do it with the setting spray and everything. But so far, just kind of looking at it, the color is definitely off, as I feel. It's just way, way too light. And it will warm up with my skin though as it kind of goes along. It's definitely matte. It's definitely got like more of a matte finish to it. I'm sure that again once it warms up with my skin, it'll get a little bit better. Because usually they kind of normally do. So let me do a little. I'm going to just do this just for the hell of it before I do any concealer or anything. I'm going to take a little bit of my L'Oreal Infallible spray because this one is not really a matte and it's not really a dewy spray, but I just want to set it. I just want to see what it looks like when we set it a little bit and kind of take it down a little bit. I probably went in a little bit too crazy with the actual, because you don't need much of this, and I probably went in a little bit, but I wanted to see if it was actually the full coverage that it was talking about. Because usually I use a lighter hand, and I just thought, well, today I really want to see what this. If it says it's full coverage, let's see what it's going to do. And I mean, wow, it did build up the full coverage really, really quickly. Now, putting the spray on it, it definitely helped blend it into the pores a lot better. So it's going into the pores a lot better, for sure. But yeah, I feel like Snow White with my lips ruby red. Like Snow White right now. So let's get some concealer on until we can do a little bit of bronzer. So let's do a little bit of that real quick. I'm gonna do a little bit of the Lancome concealer today. I thought we would take this out a little bit because I really love this concealer. So I'm gonna take a little bit of it out, and we're just gonna place a little bit right here, and a little bit here, and here. Here. Concealer actually looks almost a little bit more like me than the other one does. So I'm going to take a little bit of my It brush. We're going to kind of just take it and blend this in a little bit up underneath the eye area. I don't want a lot, because I'm going to go off camera and do an eye look, because I've got to do another, we have a new palette to review, and I'm going to be doing that, and then coming back, and then we will be able to see what it looks like after it's set on the skin for a little bit. But yeah, my concealer is almost a little bit more dark, almost darker than the foundation. It's blending in though, because the Lancome blends in really, really well. So, and if you are a guy and you really want a really good concealer, this would be a really good concealer for a guy for sure, because it's just such a good, it's really so natural. It's just a really good concealer, overall concealer. If you haven't checked out my favorites in August, it was in my August favorites. It was one of my favorite concealers of the month, because there's so many good ones out. And I'm really loving that Anastasia one. I've really been using it quite a bit, and I really, really do enjoy it. It does look a little bit better now that we set it down and stuff a little bit. I mean, it's still definitely more of a matte finish. It feels, because I put a little bit more of an illuminating primer up underneath it, it's got a little bit more of a tackiness to it. But it feels really light. It doesn't feel super heavy. If I'd applied it a little bit lighter, I could have got more of a lighter coverage out of it. But I definitely wanted to see what it was capable of and what it could do. So I just wanted to see what it looked like. So I'm going to take a little bit of my Gucci powder, and I'm just going to set it, because I just want to see. I mean, we're already a little bit more on the matte side. Typically with it like this, I probably wouldn't. But sometimes with this powder or the Dior powder, it just makes everything look a little bit better. So I just thought I'd see what it looks like with powder. See what it looks like over top of it. Because, you know, eventually we're just going to end up washing it off anyway. So it don't really make no difference. We just like, if it looks bad, it doesn't matter. I'm not going anywhere. The powder's giving me a little bit more color, so because the powder's a really nice color, but it's definitely smoothing it out. It's definitely making it a little bit more matter, but it's making it smoother. So it just kind of the powder is just kind of smoothing it out a little bit more, but it's making it look a little bit more flawless. So I kind of like it. It's really nice. It's cool. I mean, it's really cool. So this is with powder, and then this is without powder. So, I mean, typically I wouldn't normally powder, but it just makes it a little bit smoother. It's just making a little a really nice, softer matte look to it, which I don't mind. I mean, sometimes I don't mind a matte look sometimes. And you guys know, if you're new to my channel, and this is my Tatcha Blendiful, I love it. I use it all the time. my favorite kind of a puff. I really do. I have other ones, but I just really, really love it. A little bit more up close. It's really pretty. It's very smooth. It's more smoothing than I would think, or that you would kind of want, but I really like that. It's kind of smoothing. I like it, but I still feel like I need more color. I feel like the color is just so light. It's just a little bit lighter, which is so funny, because you would look at it and you would think that it would have been fun, but wow, it's really light. Let me take a little bit of my L'Oreal Bronze Please. This is in number 4. I'm going to take my Rephr brush in 04, my Rephr brushes, which I absolutely love. I love this brush. And we're going to take a little bit, and we're going to start adding a little warmth back into the skin. And this maybe will help it a little bit more and make it look a little bit better. What do you guys think? It looks really pretty. I mean, it looks really nice. It's not bad at all. It was just a little bit more matte than I normally would wear, but it looks really smooth. I can't complain about that at all. It looks really nice. That looks really good. So it just looks really smoothing. It's got a very smoothing look to it. So I'm not mad at it at all. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do my eyes and stuff. I'll come back. I'll be in a different top and everything probably. And then we'll just go from there, and we'll see what our final thoughts are. So, sorry, I'm back. So I just finished doing another eyeshadow palette review. So I'm a little glammed up, so for the rest of it, but it looks real good. Okay. So what are we thinking of this foundation? I'm going to have to play with this a little bit more. I really do like it, but I don't know if I'm ready to give it a thumbs up or not. I mean, I don't know really what to think about it yet. I mean, looking at it in the mirror, it looks really beautiful. It turned out really beautiful after I set it and did powder and did bronzer and blush and everything. It looks really smooth. It looks really nice. You know, I've got a lot of highlighter on, of course, you know, because that's the way we work here. You know, we like a little bling, we like a little hoe. Hey, a little glowy and hoey. But it definitely is a good foundation. I mean, I really am enjoying it so far. I'm kind of like really impressed with it, but I don't know whether to just say that I really, really like it yet. But we're going to have to play with it just a little bit more and see what we think of it. And then maybe it might work our way into something. I might want to try it a little bit sheerer too and not so full coverage. Like maybe mix it with a little something to just to play with it more and see if you can get different mixes out of it. But I do like it. It is a good foundation. If you're looking for a matte and you're looking for something that gives you like a medium to a full coverage. I mean, I've seen one or two reviews on this, and some people have said that they didn't really think that it was like full coverage. They thought it was more like a higher medium coverage, but I don't know. I felt like it was like a pretty full coverage. If I did this with the Anastasia concealer, oh my god, I would be beat because it's pretty, to me, it's pretty it's pretty intense. I think the colors are a little wonky, but again, this shade was in the Palo Santo, and it was a little bit light, which I thought, because this is a little bit further down, and I thought it was going to be a little bit darker than this. There's only 28 shades, so I know the shade range was not as good as it probably could be, but I know that it is a new foundation. But I feel like the darker shades again were, the lighter to medium shades kind of outweighed the darker shades. But it is worth kind of checking out. I definitely would probably get a sample of this at Sephora before I actually probably bought it, just so you could kind of play with it and see what you think of it. It's also, if you like a little bit more of a matte look, because it is, when it first goes on, now that I've sprayed it a couple times, that I've really worked with it and stuff, which I normally do, because I can normally do that, and then I can make it more my own. I can definitely blend it into the skin more. But when I first put it on, it was a little kind of setting there a little bit. It was a little bit too matte for me. It didn't go into my skin very well. It was just kind of sitting there a little bit. And I love the way that it made my pores look. It give you the airbrush kind of look, so that was kind of cool. But I don't know, I'm just gonna have to play with it just a little bit more before I actually give it like an approval rating, because I can't really say anything yet, because it's not bad, but it wasn't like it's not just something that I'm like, oh my god, it's just this be all end all. Especially with the concealer and everything, but definitely with spray. I mean, let me back up here. So definitely with spray, it would definitely make everything settle in a lot better, which most matte foundations or any kind of foundation like that usually does with the spray. If you're dry though, unless you really want to work with it and you just like a natural, really matte foundation, which why you would want a matte, I don't know, if you were dry, that may be okay with you. But to me personally, I think that's a lot of work. It's just a little bit more work. So for someone with dry skin, I don't think this is a foundation for you. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. If you're normal and you like a little bit more of a matte look, and you want to just build it up slightly, then it would be fine for you. It definitely, if you're combination oily and you like a full coverage and you like a matte, I think you definitely would like this. You can even matte it out even more and make it look really super matte if you wanted to, especially with the primer and powder, and if you bake or anything like that. But I don't know if I would definitely recommend it for dry skin. I mean, I really over moisturized. I did the primers. I did an extra one to by Victoria Beckham. I did it before too. I really, really, really over hydrated to make sure that it wouldn't look too matte. Because I didn't, I just don't like a matte foundation. I'm just not a matte person, and being more on the very, very dry side, I just don't care for it. But I mean, but if I mixed it with a little bit of an oil or made it a little bit sheer, I think I probably would really like it. I just need to play with it a little bit more before I finally give a final verdict on it. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion on it. Please let me know if you're interested in this foundation. I mean, some people are not even interested in it, but let me know if you're even interested in it. If it was something that you kind of saw that kind of caught your eye, try or not. It just kind of caught my eye. You know, I saw Kate the Great Beauty. She really, really loves it. You know, but, and you know, a little bit of, again, goes a long way. I probably just may have overused it a little bit, and then the color was a little bit too light. But I mean, I worked it out and made it look, you know, made it look really nice. You know, I have to definitely try it again. I did do a little bit of the Tatcha in the center of my face, which may have made the makeup a little bit more matte, and my pores and stuff maybe stand out maybe a little bit more. Usually with this, it doesn't really, but maybe I'll try it with a couple of their primers and see. I didn't really do a wear test on it, so I don't really know how long it wears and everything, but it seemed like it would wear pretty well. I mean, it feels really good now. It's set down really well. There's no, I powdered it maybe once or twice more with my Gucci powder, and it seemed like it did a really good job with it. Everything laid beautifully over top of it. Blush laid beautifully over it. Bronzer, highlight, everything. No chalkiness or cakiness or anything really bunching up or not settling right or not working well with the foundation. It's not really creasing. It's not settling in any lines. It's not making me look really old or anything. But again, it's because I did a lot of spray. I kind of worked it in a little bit. I don't know what it would be like to just do it straight out, because again, that's not my look. And I've been, you know, on my channel, you guys are never going to see me do a foundation. If I see that it looks a little bit too matte, immediately I'm going to start trying to make it look a little bit more fresher and a little bit more dewier. I'm not going to stick around and keep the matte look. It's just not something that I like. It makes my skin feel really tight. I just don't really enjoy it. And then later on, it just looks really dry looking, and it feels dry looking. So that's just not in my bag. It's not my cup of tea. But you know, but there are a lot of people that I'm sure that will review it that are a little bit more on the oilier side. I know that I just saw Risa does makeup. I think she did this too. And I can't remember what her verdict was on it. I want to say she didn't really care for it much, but I might be wrong. But she also has a video on it too. There's quite a few of them that do have these out there. So, I mean, you can find it if you guys want to check it out. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, hanging out with me, seeing what you think of it. If you like this look, you know, check out the Natasha Denona Retro Palette review, and this look will be in there. But anyway, thank you so much, and be safe, be strong, be proud, stand tall. Love yourself, and remember, most of all, please be kind to someone. A little bit of kindness can go an awful long way. It can really make a really big difference on someone. It can sometimes make a big difference on yourself. You know, so just throwing that out there in the environment, you know, because sometimes giving some good karma, sometimes you get some good karma back, and we all need some good karma these days. And anyway, with that said, thank you so much. I hope to see you guys in the next episode, and take care of yourself, and we'll see each other again soon. Bye.